Okay, so you're in perimenopause and you've heard, whether it's from this podcast, whether it's from online, whether it's from your own research or from a friend, that your progesterone levels are dropping, and that is playing a role in your weight. You want to know why. Today, we're going to dive into it.
Introducing the Perimenopause Bliss Podcast, a show dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of achieving optimal health naturally as you transition into perimenopause and menopause. Get ready to join your host, Dr. Seth Yates, an experienced naturopathic doctor, acupuncturist, and kinesiologist, as he shares his wealth of knowledge acquired from over 40,000 patient visits and 15 years in working with perimenopausal females. Welcome to the Perimenopause Bliss Podcast.
Hey, I'm Doc Yates. Welcome to the Perimenopause Bliss Podcast, brought to you by perimenopausebliss.com, abohealth.us. And today I want to talk about 4 key reasons why your dropping progesterone levels are making it difficult for you to lose weight, if not gaining weight. So, let's get right into it, because this is not something that your doctor is going to help you with. They're basically going to tell you, oh, you should just lose weight and by eat a little less and exercise more. And what they don't even realize, because they haven't even asked you, are you exercising and are you already on a clean diet? You're probably doing those things. And if you're doing those things and you're still not seeing the results, this is why. We're going to dive into it, because it can be a very quick fix. Number 1, metabolism. Progesterone plays a role with your metabolism, which means when they talk about calories in and calories out, people always like, well, the calories out is not just how much you're exercising. You could never exercise enough in a day to compensate for the amount of calories that you are consuming. So it has to do, how many calories are you burning while you're at rest as well? Now, there's a few factors that play a role with that. One is how much muscle do you have? The next is your hormones. So if your thyroid is low or if your progesterone is low, your metabolism is low, which means that you're running at a low idle. Everyone else is running at a high idle and burning a lot of fuel. You are not, and that extra fuel is getting converted into fat. Number 2, water retention. This is something too, when you see a lot of issues with, now when you're thinking about it just from the scale standpoint, this is going to make the scale go way up. Now it's not necessarily just you're gaining fat, but you're gaining water retention, bloating. This has a lot to do with what I call the perimenopause bloat, the lower abdominal bloating, the puffiness in your fingers, sometimes puffiness in your ankles. You're like, what is happening to my body? Progesterone has a bit of a diuretic effect. And then when you have low progesterone and higher estrogen, then double whammy, then you're really going to be retaining water. And when you get this type of water retention, you see a lot of bloating and discomfort. Sometimes people think it's all these digestive issues going on, but it's really related to your progesterone levels. Number 3, the third reason why lower progesterone can increase your weight is that it increases cravings. Your appetite and cravings for starchy and sugary foods will increase. And when this happens, guess what? You will be gaining weight. And it's tricky because normally these are foods you wouldn't have craved possibly before, and now all of a sudden it's just like overtaking you with cravings. So you can try to use willpower, but usually willpower is not enough. And if you can correct the underlying issue of balancing your progesterone, it's going to make a big difference. The 4th reason why estrogen can make you gain weight has to do with fat distribution. So when you have a balanced level of estrogen and progesterone, when your body's putting on fat for females, you're going to get it more through your hips and chest. However, when progesterone drops and estrogen is not being balanced, all of a sudden your areas of fat distribution will change and you'll start putting on weight in your abdomen and midsection, the perimenopause belly. And it's really difficult to lose it because you didn't get this perimenopause belly because you were eating more. You didn't get it because, you changed your exercise routine. You got it because your hormones changed. So I'm not saying don't eat better. I'm not saying don't exercise. But you've got to get the hormones balanced. And progesterone balance is pretty straightforward. Again, if you want more information, perimenopause.com. I hope this information was helpful, but this can and does make a huge difference for my clients every day. I hope you can experience the benefits of this as well. This is Doc Yates, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to the Perimenopause podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and visit perimenopause.com for more valuable information on how you can thrive during your transition through perimenopause. Join our community of like-minded women who are dedicated to achieving optimal health naturally, and stay up to date with the latest tips, tricks, and advice from Dr. Seth Yates. And we'll catch you on the next episode of the Perimenopause podcast.